Darn Scholars! Here's Miss Vaseline for day 14 for your math and science packet. So since it's math and science, I'm gonna skip right to the math box where I want you to review 3 sections in 3 pages. And in science, it wants you to graph the weather and observe changes to plants. So as always, we're starting with the counting forward and backwards. So remember, we're gonna put that number in our head, we're going to put 73 in our head and we're going to count on and get 74. Okay, and then I would continue on. 73, I'm going to count backwards now and put 73 back in my head, and I'm going to count down and get 72. Okay, and I would continue on. Then it goes where we're circling or coloring the number of the day. I wonder how many times you'll get it today. That practice subtractions big white space is where you can practice writing out your problems. So I know the problems are over there and you can practice doing a number bond. So the first one for number 4 says 14 minus 5. I could write it over here in the practice subtraction, write 14 minus 5, and then I could either break a 10, right? Break that 14 into a 10 and a 4, and then break it down until I can get a 5, right? And then there's my answer. You can also use the number line as a strategy also. So think of different ways. That's where you can use your workspace. So number 7 is a story problem. And then over on 9, 10 is more subtraction, and 11, 12 are more story problems. So now that I've reviewed that section, I'm going to put a check there, and we're going to move on to science. And we're going to go to our spring science journal. So I noticed yesterday that I said I almost had an equal amount with sunny and partly sunny. But I know that if I move windy, that one colored box over to partly sunny, that would make an equal amount or a double. And then I would have 10. And then I already know that I have 3 on rainy, so that would make 13. So notice how I just made 10. So I noticed when I looked out the window right before this video, I noticed it was sunny. So I'm going to put a check in sunny. Now remember, your weather graph may look different than mine because you live in Fall River and I don't. So this might look a little different than me, okay? Than my check. And it also depends on what day I'm recording the video. So we may not have the same weather. So don't get upset if your weather graph does not look like my weather graph, okay? All that matters is that you're recording it. And I'm going to go, remember, these are the pictures that I took on way back in, I think, day 1, day 2. And I'm still using the same pictures because I want you to go outside and look at what you see. And it could be outside in your window if it's not safe. So it could be, or if it's a rainy day, you can look at trees, you can look at different things. If you can get outside and look closely, it's really nice to get up and close and look because that's going to help you see if there's any changes. And then you're going to draw, label, and write what you see. So down below, let's write some sentences. What do you see? What do you notice? What does it feel like? All those senses. What does it smell like? Okay, and then draw it up there. Okay. So now that we've checked the weather, I'm graphed it. I'm going to put a check there, and we just talked about your plants page. So I'm going to put a check there. If you have already completed your reading and writing, congrats, you are done for the day. If not, head on over and watch that video. And for the rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow.